Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to convert decimals to fractions, like changing decimals to fractions. There are three simple steps that need to be followed. The first one is that you need to convert the decimal into a whole number by either multiplying by 10, 100 or 1000. The second step is to put the whole number that you've just made over the number you have multiplied by to form a fraction. So if you multiplied the decimal by 10, you would put the whole number over 10. If you multiplied the decimal by 100 to form a whole number, you would put the whole number over 100, and so on. The third step is to simplify the fraction as much as possible, which should always be the case when you're working with fractions. So let's use a simple example to start off with. Let's use 0.2. 0.2 is to one decimal place, so therefore we need to multiply this number by 10 because we want the decimal point to move over one place. So we multiply 0.2 by 10 and that forms 2.0. Okay, now we have our whole number. We can rewrite the whole number as 2, so 2.0 is the same as 2. So we now move, now we have that's our first step done. We have our whole number. Then we put the whole number over the number you have multiplied by. So in this case we multiplied by 10. So we put the whole number over 10. Once you have this fraction, you simplify the fraction as much as you can. So this one is nice and easy. You can divide the top and bottom by 2. So 2 divided by 2 is 1. And then 10 divided by 2 is 5. So what we've done here, we've converted 0.2 into a fraction. The next example that we're going to use is with two decimal places. So we'll use 0.56. This time we need to multiply the decimal by 100 because the decimal point needs to move 2 spaces forwards. And each time a decimal place moves forwards, we multiply by 10. So in this case it's going to be multiplied by 10 and then 10 again. So 10 times 10 is 100. So we need to multiply this decimal by 100. Once you've multiplied the decimal by 100, you will get 56.0. Okay, that's our whole number. Now we can convert the 56.0 just into 56. Simply write 56. Now step 2 is to put the whole number over the number you've multiplied by to form a fraction. So we multiplied by 100 in this question, so we put the whole number over 100. Now we have our fraction. We move on to step 3, which is to simplify the fraction as much as possible. So we can do 56 divided by 2 and 100 divided by 2, which will give you 28 over 50. And then we can simplify that again by dividing by 2, which will give us 28 divided by 2 is 14, and then 50 divided by 2 is 25. And we can't simplify that any further. That's our fraction. So 0.56 as a fraction is 14 over 25. Let's look at one last example. We can do 0.105. Okay, 0.105. This time we have 3 decimal places. So to turn this into a whole number, we will need to multiply by 1000 because the decimal point needs to move 3 spaces to the right. So this is going to be multiplying by 1000. If you multiply 0.15 by 1000, you will end up with 105. Now this time, step 2, we put the whole number over the number you've multiplied by. Well, this time we multiplied by 1000, so we put the whole number over 1000. Once we've done that, same thing again, we simplify this. We simplify the fraction as much as we can. So both numbers end in a 5 and a 0, and we know that when a number ends in a 5 or a 0, we can divide by 5. So 105 divided by 5 gives you 21, over 1000 divided by 5 gives you 200, and we can't simplify any further from that, so you can leave it as 21 over 200. I hope that will help you to work through your homework.